Okay, it's working. Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, it's streaming. Guys, we are so sorry. We were trying to use...
I hate technology.
We're trying to use Shaggy's new laptop.
I said it before, I'll say it again.
Sucked.
I hate technology.
It's really bad.
Just a brief recap of what we endured for the past how long.
Yeah, sorry. I was watching people drop off, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, we're coming. It's just being stupid.
Yes.
Essentially, I'm on a storyboard deadline, so I was hoping we could... I mean, when am I not on a storyboard deadline? So I was hoping that I could use this computer. Hey, guys. I was hoping I could use this computer to work, and then we could use Steven's brand new shiny laptop.
Yeah,
man. But apparently it's good for nothing. It's a giant paper.
Well, no, like, everything... I was trying to sign in the live stream, and every single time, live stream would just, like... say it's reconnecting the camera, then reconnecting the server, then starting again, reconnecting the camera. It just wasn't in it. It worked in the test mode, in the trial mode. Yeah. It just wouldn't work here. And things are going to work perfectly. I had another camera set up for a nice wide shot, so I wouldn't be over here.
Yeah, we had good stuff.
I'd have access to the chat from here, and Katie would be able to keep working. In live stream, just failed me again. You're always failing me, live stream. I'm going to write you another nice letter.
Hi, welcome to Shanahanigans Live.
Let's start this the way I wanted to. And scene.
Okay.
So that's the anger.
Yeah, so that was the rant. And now
coming up on this episode of Shanahanigans Live, we went our separate ways watching different musicals, but who was the winner? If you've watched this show, you probably know it wasn't me.
Oh, yeah.
Also, do you like superheroes? Well, Cartoon Network does. Likes canceling them, that is. Oh, meanwhile, tea time this weekend, and you don't have to wake up too Earl Grey in the morning. We give you the latest on what's coming up at the Tea Festival this weekend.
Gosh.
But first, Katie.
How are you?
I'm pissed off.
Good.
I'm back.
I know.
I got away for a second for my intro mode. Now I'm back. Hate this, then this, and that, and this. All these. It's the worst.
I'm sorry.
Technology failed me. Oh, bleh.
It's disappointing.
I'm gonna write Ustream. No, we don't use them anymore. Live stream, yes.
Yeah.
I'll write Justin TV as well. Why don't I? Let's write them all. Nice letters.
Andrew says there's
oh my gosh.
weird sound stuff happening.
Is there? Is it my voice just yelling?
See if,
how weird is it?
Yeah, how weird is the sound, guys?
How weird is the sound? Maybe refresh.
Yeah, maybe try refreshing. Because we had live stream going on the laptop, and then I switched over and took it here. So
there's a fan going.
Yeah.
If that's any indication. Well, does anyone else have a weird sound? Clearer than usual for me. Weird.
That's good.
Good. I'm happy.
Creepy porpoise.
I'm happy for some people.
Grant doesn't hear anything.
Doesn't hear anything at all. Sounds good. It's great. Everyone's having a great time with technology today. Except for me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we tried.
I don't even know what I said we're going to talk about. I just went on auto mode.
Yeah. Oh, Genevieve's here. Hello, Genevieve.
Yes. I'm glad you could all make it for this stupid technology. Okay. Take it back a step. So, hey, new Sailor Moon's coming out at some point.
Maybe I should be the one saying
it's probably going to be good or something. It'll probably, like, air on time and work. Yeah. Unlike live stream.
Oh, God. We need to move away from that. Just we'll relax a little bit.
Yeah, relax a little.
Yeah, we got a nice little Christmas tree here. Just
it's delightful.
Put your
it's wonderful.
Feelings into the Christmas tree.
Good. I'm just going to type something. I'm going to open up the chat so I can read what people are saying.
So, did you tell the story about this laptop?
I don't want to tell that story, honestly. Oh, man.
It's like
this friggin' thing.
Hate it.
This friggin' behemoth. Alright, so backstory.
Yeah.
I messaged my Facebooks. I'm like, hey, everyone. I want to get me a laptop. You know, that I can play games maybe, but mostly, you know, writing, but hey, maybe some video and games.
Yeah.
Well, it works well. You know, and most people are like, get a Mac, get a Mac, get a Mac. And I'm like, I kind of do things in cycles when I buy computers, because computers last like 5 years now for whatever reason.
I know, what up?
So it's kind of like Mac, PC kind of thing. So now I'm on the the PC cycle, sorry. For this laptop here. And a friend's like, oh, you should get this Republic of Gamers Asus Magic piece of crap. And he didn't word it like that at the time. It was great. Yeah. And so we order it, you know, and they send it. And, you know, it's a laptop at first. But then I didn't realize this thing is behemoth. This thing is Now, when you have the idea of like bringing a laptop to your place of writing, be it the coffee shop or the library,
usually you think a little small, like a Bio or a Mac Air, where you have it in your little coffee shop. No, pick
this thing's friggin' ginormous. This is bigger than my chest, like my upper body.
It's bigger than your torso.
Bigger than my torso.
You go to some cute little Parisian cafe.
This would break the table.
We have a lot of those in Toronto, and you just bash it in half. While you're trying
Here's the friggin' power bar.
Writing your post.
This thing is huge. This thing's bigger than like the Xboxes. Oh my gosh. What? Ugh.
Joanna asked, will you be taking notes today like was discussed last week?
No.
I will be.
I am not.
I will be.
I will not take notes.
I'm not going to obviously post this computer. But, usually in our shows we talk about videos and things we've seen, and then it's like, oh, where was that? There's no link.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be keeping track, and then when we post it on Facebook, I'm going to put all the links in the first comment under it. So if we mention something that sounds interesting, I will take a note.
Sean says that laptop is the table. Oh, hey, here's another fun feature. There's no way to like turn off the subwoofer.
And also these headphones are in. But
yes, I plug in headphones and the subwoofer still works. It will not stop subwoofering. This is the worst.
So you sit down in your little Parisian cafe.
I'm inventing verbs.
And then the subwoofer starts pounding.
Oh my gosh! Like you can turn the volume completely to like the bottom inch, not even centimeter, millimeter, and you won't hear anything out of speakers. The subwoofer's as loud as ever, and there's no option for turning it off. Oh man, Asus, what are you doing to me?
Oh my God.
Like none of this was in the description. Everyone's all like, oh, it does things. Ugh. And it's too late to return it, you know.
Well,
because I ordered it early and I didn't have time to open it.
Sat there for months.
Because I have time to work on it. I'm like, it probably works. It's a laptop. Oh, man.
Okay.
Bah. The stupid subwoofer. And like, I'm going on... I'm done. I won't do live stream.
Full tantrum.
Yeah, no. This is going to be a happy episode too. You guys, we're going to talk about musicals, which you know we love and never complain about. This is going to be such a happy episode. But now, we got anger in our veins. Ah. I hope you guys had good...
My little pixel heart is gone black. Because the T's not hot anymore.
Half my face is cut off the screen.
You can fix it.
No. I like it back here. Don't interfere with my pain. Oh man, look at me. I'm not taking this to the Parisian cafe.
You're not.
Oh man, they're gonna be, excuse me sir, no subwoofering.
Cafe while the waiter trips over your giant cord subwoofer.
Rage Against the Machine. This is Matt Jones. That's one specialty.
That's exactly what's happening here.
And I'm sure it like works dandy. It's like, oh, if you press this button, all your Far Cry's in 3D now. Put on your glasses. Put on your 3D shades, Botmaster. And I'm like, okay, but I don't play 3D games. I write words.
So, if anybody wants to buy this computer, I'm going to be putting a link in the comments on Facebook.
Look, go to Craigslist/piece of crap, and you'll find a photo.
Joanna says I'd giggle if I wasn't too scared of Shaggy.
Yes.
You should giggle anyway.
Yeah. Oh man. Nah. This thing.
Yeah.
Talk about your first world problems. It's like, I bought a laptop. It sounds great. It's awful. Stop complaining. It's like, it doesn't work. You have no right to complain. I'm like, damn it. Let me complain.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm glad you're taking this over because I was going to start with a little bit of complaint, but now it's...
What do you have?
No, it's all
What could possibly match this?
No, it's just that I had one of those things where it's like, you know, you're in deadline mode and you have a schedule, and for some reason you can't sleep, so you're like lying there at 1 o'clock, and you're like, I should work. No, I'll sleep so I can work in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5:30, and you're like, why am I just lying here? I should go up and work. But you try, but you're so tired, and then you fall asleep at noon. You have to get stuff done.
See, I used to do that a lot more. Like, I used to not be able to sleep. Like, I'd lie in bed at 12, nothing happens, and I wake up at, like, get up at, like, 3, then go play, like, I didn't even play good games. I went on, like, PlayStation's Home, which is basically, like, I don't know, it's like The Sims, but uglier, and you make your own character, and you run around the PlayStation advertisement world and, like, look at things.
That. Is that the one with, like, the dancing, or the angel girls fell out of the sky? And then
that was like an Axe promotion at the time. But I have, like, my mullet sporting, my pink mullet sporting, guy in his singlet or whatever,
Classic.
freaking running around dancing, and I do that just because I'm like, I don't want to enjoy being up late. I want to fall asleep. But what I also realized was I think I tend to like think more at those times. Like the reason I couldn't sleep was because I was thinking of things to write down and things to do.
Yeah, I find my brain tends to get really over way too much stimulation just lying there thinking about anything. Like,
but like for whatever reason, like in the past few months, I've actually been sleeping at like a reasonable hour. But I feel at the same time I'm doing less creative thinking because of that. Like I should be wide awake till 3, getting some good ideas down on that little notepad.
Where it's like if I'm putting myself to bed at 10, am I really being like true to my craft? I'm not up, but the thing is I'm not working on my own stuff much. I'm working on project stuff, so I need to be able to set myself to a schedule versus if I'm working on comic stuff, it's like, and now it's 3-4 in the morning because I just can't stop.
I feel like we're like me having the screen up also, I have to I wish Livestream had just the text, just the chat, because I think I'm like using up our whole bandwidth sending videos and bringing back 2 versions of the same show we're actually doing live. And no, enough of that. Dreams, sleep, it's all good, it's all good. Porpoise says I wind up kicking myself in the morning because I have considerably less time to work.
Yeah, I want to get up early, so.
One time I actually went to bed like 8. It was the weirdest day ever because I never do that. But I was just exhausted. I woke up at like 5 a.m.
Yep.
And then I just like wrote scripts all morning. I'm like, look at me! I'm acting like a real writer for once. I'm like up at the crack of dawn, writing all day, not on Tumblr, which I am most of the rest of the day.
Tumblr is awful. I have to get off of it. It is such a time suck.
Yeah, it kind of does that.
Yeah. It's like, I'll just take one little look, and then suddenly, like, my Tumblr is full of other people's comics, because I'm just like, retumble, and like, I got this thing right here. Where is it? It's, don't let other people's content / output interrupt your output process. But I can't help it, because sometimes you need to be, you need a break. You need
inspiration.
But I feel like I've been getting inspired for like 2 years. Like,
Master Stealth is saying, hourly comic week tomorrow, who's doing it?
I would, but every day is hourly comic day for me. But it's not, but it's just because I want to. We'll see. It'll be really rough if I do it. But again, I have a deadline next Friday. So
there's a thing called Chrome Nanny, apparently, Kel's telling us. Where I guess it's like...
Oh, it shuts down the computer.
Or self-control.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's actually hourly comic day, not
tomorrow.
week.
So tomorrow's hourly comic day, and
yes.
what this is every hour you're awake, you draw a couple panels for what happened in that hour. And I find it really tricky because a lot of times, if I'm doing it the way you're supposed to do it, what happening this hour is I'm drawing the panels from last hour, and it just becomes this big meta thing where it's like, well, it's 8 o'clock, drawing what I was doing at 2 o'clock, drawing what I was doing at 1 o'clock. But there's some really funny ones people do. And I think there's a website that links to a bunch of them. So last year there were some really great ones. I participated 2 years ago. Last year, no. I don't know if I'll do it this year. We got other stuff we gotta work on. But I will be rooting you on, people doing it. So rock on, everybody doing it now.
Yeah, definitely sign up for that if you get a computer that works. I probably wouldn't be able to do it on this computer, I'm telling you. Just saying. I'm not being a dick by saying get self-control, says Kel. That's the name of the app. It was funny the other way, though. You gotta admit, the timing was awesome.
No, it was like, bam!
It was just a zing! Right in.
It's
there you
true,
go.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it this year. This is Creative Porpoise. I always miss it. Well, don't miss it this year. If you got yourself a pen, a tablet, a piece of paper, a scanner, a camera, a photographer thing on your phone, you can do hourly comic day. Maybe there's like an app just where you just draw a doodle and upload it too if you want to just do like a single... It could be a single panel. It doesn't have to be like a whole 3 thing, right? It could just be like a single gag. Like, let's go Family Circus style this year, guys. Why not?
Just circles?
Yeah. And jokes.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice comment. This is great. I'm not sure if that's a reference to the other meanness.
Self-control.
Self-control is an app that will block sites for about 1 to 6 hours. Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Actually, yeah. And there's no way to turn it off once you turn it on.
It'd be funny if there's a password, though, that you have to change. The password is like, I'm a failure at life and I will never achieve anything. And you have to actually, like, write
Admit
this
it?
to, like,
That's awful.
Tumblr. No, but if you had to write that down, you'd be like, do I really
Yeah.
want to check Tumblr? It's like, I will never amount to anything. I will never fulfill my dreams. Like, this is the password to break that.
Yeah,
It's like, maybe I don't really want to check Twitter right now.
I may have to do that at some point.
I'll find out
Because back when I worked at a Cup of Coffee doing post for stop motion stuff, it was like every now and then, like not while I was at work. Of course, I didn't work while I was at work.
Oh.
But in those days when I was at home, I'd be like on Facebook, get bored of Facebook, and then open up a new tab and open Facebook to see what's going on Facebook. I'm like, there's nothing going on Facebook. It was just there.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing the same thing for Tumblr, I find. Because I'm like, Tumblr became such a go-to. I'm bored for half a second. Let's see what's happening on Tumblr. Then if I get bored of Tumblr, I check what's happening on Tumblr. I'm like, this is no!
No, it's bad because it's like, I remember when I was like, you know, when I was a teen living at home, and it was like, you know, in my spare time I want to work on comics, and that's what I do. I put on some music or an audiobook and I work on comics. Now it's like I want to work on something that's like, well, first I'll check Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook and Instagram and my phone and Gmail and my other Gmail that nobody sends emails to because it's an old Gmail, but you never know. And then it's like you said, you'll have Facebook open, you'll open a new tab to Facebook. Yeah,
because like I'm bored of Facebook. Let's see what's happening on Facebook. I'm like,
it's
okay,
awful.
yes,
it's awful.
Lots more happening in this tab.
Because it's like, it's in a way I guess it's kind of social, but it's kind of not in a way too. If you're spending the whole time on the computer, it's like maybe step outside. That's the thing I have where it's like I need to have one human interaction a day that's not with somebody.
Does that count as like the barista or something like that, or?
As long as I don't just say thank you and may I please have this, like have an actual conversation, because I'm trying to get better at that. It's like what Gandalf said in The Hobbit, where he's like, you know, what does he say? It's not life, but he's like, adventure, not your books, it's out that window. And I'm like, right on.
Yeah,
gotta go out that window.
You said as you watched it on your computer, you're like, yeah, right on, Gandalf. Yeah. As you watched, you saw that on Tumblr, didn't you? It was like a series of gifs.
It was like inspirational to Tumblr.
Yeah, buddy, right on. Thanks, Gandalf. What else is on this Tumblr window?
Tumblr's
into the worlds.
Tumblr's like all that. I love it. It's if I was 14 and on Tumblr, I think it would have been like so magical. Just all those things, those fandoms I was into at the time. Because I'm not as much of a fanatic about anything as I was when I was really young. So at the time, if it was like these giant fandom communities, you'd be like, oh my god. Now it's like, oh, that's fun. But I'm not as super crazy into it as I would have been. But like if I had Tumblr at the time, it would just be like Tumblr all the time.
I wonder, if we were kids,
like all the memes and things, you make weird gifs. I love it.
I wonder if we were kids now, would we be like way into like Homestuck or something? Because I feel like we would have been like, because in as much as I was huge on Homestar, like I watched
Homestar.
Not to like compare the names, but as far as the last web property that I was on like all the time, Homestar Runner, I watched everything that there was. I loved it. You know, and you know, you got Teen Girl Squad, of course. You got Strong Bad Emails, which was pretty much the most constant. You can there's some like crazy ones like Marzipan's Answering Machine had some really funny, weird stuff.
Those were good.
And it was just Homestar Runner was a treat. You know, and this wasn't even high school. This was actually like early university that I was on that. But since then, there's not really any web property which I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to see everything, and watch everything, and do everything.
Yeah.
You know, buy all the T-shirts and stuff. We got Trogdor. We got the band Limousine, of course. Like it's just there was such the beauty of Homestar, of course, from Strong Bad Emails is how everything was crowdsourced to a degree where someone would have a typo. And now it creates a whole new character, like Homsar or something, or Fugugaz or something like that. Like there's just weird things people wrote, and then it would become canon to the series. And that's the one thing I really loved about how organic the experience was. So and songs would be made out of it and everything like that.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we drifted away from it maybe because it became less frequent, or we just lost interest as just things kind of happen sometimes. But right now I don't really have anything that I'm on like, oh my gosh, the next thing is out. Like you tell me Bravest Warriors, the next one's out. Like, oh, okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah, and they're like little 3-minute things. That
well, 7 minutes. But there's no web property. Like I'm not. I guess in a weird way to say I'm not like a fan of anything right now. Like I enjoy things, but I don't go beyond the source material. I don't go into the forums. I haven't.
Tumblr.
Outside of like just randomly seeing stuff on Tumblr, I have not been a forums guy in so long. Like I used to write on
I used to be on onering.net. I was in the forums.
Yeah, well that was because that was a hot time too, because the movies were coming out.
Star Wars RPGs.
I think the most active forums I ever did was either like IGN, back when like Super Smash Bros. Melee was coming out.
Oh yeah.
And then of course Voice Acting Alliance. Like those were the only two forum kind of lives I really had like a lot of input and did stuff on. And I got stuff that was like pinned at the top, like
yeah.
I wrote this whole thing about like demo reels, and
if you have like a certain number of articles, you get little points.
But yeah, it's interesting to think of that. Just like I'm envious of like kind of like we keep having to bring up Homestuck every now and then, but I'm envious of like that kind of that youth fandom that you can have, like just go all in and be into something and just like love it so much. I'm like, maybe
I guess because it's partly social too.
That's true. So. Yeah. I just hate too many things now.
You like a lot of stuff though.
Everything I watch brings anger.
No, what are you talking about? There's some things you watch that you're like, that's dumb, but like, that's about it. Fair. I wouldn't consider you a hater.
Oh yeah, no,
as much as you're trying to brand yourself as like only Shaggy Rage.
This is fun.
Shaggy Rage-a-hand.
Well, speaking of watching things and hating them.
What'd you hate?
Oh, let's find out. Alright, this is actually interesting. So, we both, I didn't see the musical you saw.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you hated that one.
No, I didn't.
Really?
I wouldn't say that.
How could you hate it?
So what did you see? Let's go to you first. I didn't see this yet, so.
I saw Cannibal the Musical by Matt Stone and Trey Park. I think it was, they either made it in college or right out of college. And it's a musical based on, it's like a true story set in, where are they from? Colorado?
Yeah.
Where there was I forget the name of the guy, but he was in a mining expedition. He went out with a bunch of people. He came back without those people, and eventually they found out those people were cannibalized, and he was tried for cannibalism, and that's what the story started with. But of course, it's the South Park guys, so it's ridiculous. And
a musical.
And it stars, like, Matt Stone. I keep mixing them up. But the music is so simple and ridiculous but catchy. It's like all done on a synth piano, but it sticks in my head. It's like the dumbest, simplest lyrics, but I'm like, man, this is catchy. And I actually really enjoyed it. It's really goofy and ridiculous and fun. And I was like, oh, I needed that. That's good.
I want to see that.
Yeah, you'll like it. Just the weird musical kind of tropes where it's like, now we have this exciting version of the song, and now it's we're exhausted version of the song, and here's the bad guy song, and it's all on the synth piano. It's got some really funny bits. So I think I would recommend Cannibal the Musical because it's ridiculous.
Cool. I think I actually have a copy of it somewhere in my house. I borrowed it and never gave it back.
I'm gonna write that down for the list.
Yes, watch Cannibal the Musical.
Did we mention anything else before this?
I don't think so. I don't think we talked about anything.
It's just this white hot like, in your mind.
In complete contrast to Katie's enjoyment of Cannibal the Musical, and maybe you've seen, if you've watched the show, you know I've recently been reunited with many musicals and that I thought were supposed to be good and was horribly disappointed in. Hurts. But this one, this is a strange one. So we all love the Rocky Horror Picture Show, eh? You know, you got science fiction, you got Whatever Happened to Saturday Night, you got Sweet Transvestite, all that good stuff. Tim Curry on his game, great stuff. What you may not know was there was a semi-sequel made to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. What? And you may not know this, probably for the better.
I could tell you that would probably be not so good.
And it's wow. It's... The thing is, I'm not angry about it. I watched it, it happened... And that's just kind of the end of it. It happened. It's and I was trying to think of what was a simile, a metaphor. What we call these things? We make things are. It's like this. The simile, sure.
Analogy?
I tried to think of an analogy for what this movie was, and it's kind of like, say you're walking down the sidewalk, and a car is driving by, or someone's on the other side of the road, sure, and they wave at you, and you're about to wave back, but then you realize they're actually waving at the guy behind you.
I hate that.
And then you stop. That's what this movie is.
It's like,
and it's called Shock Treatment, and it's the semi-sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's just a nothing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I can't. I won't. No.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's. I can't. Like, there's nothing to say about it either. It's like it just existed, and it's baffling. None of the songs are memorable.
You should watch Cannibal the Musical because there's some memorable songs.
Yeah, I feel like I lost this round as far as our musical weekends.
The first song is like, it's so simple. It's like, the sky is blue and all the trees are green. My heart is warm like a baked potato. And it just stays in your head. It's just and that's like the song for the whole thing. It's such a feel-good song. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, forget your Les Mis and your Phantom.
Yeah, that doesn't stick in your head too long, does it? Yeah, no, just... Yeah. Alright, here's the interesting thing, though, about Shock Treatment. The semi-sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Sorry, guys, what I'm doing, I've got this file in Photoshop that's open too big, and I can't move the file. I can't like shrink it, so I can't do anything with it. So yeah, if you see me moving around, I'm trying to move it to different screens. Why the heck is that happening?
Interesting. But it barely has some of the original cast, but not as the same characters. So it has the guy who plays Riff Raff.
Well, because he's the director, right?
Yeah. And he's always decent when he does, I guess. He also does voices in Phineas and Ferb, apparently.
Oh, that's cute.
I wanted, while watching, I went to IMDb and just found a bunch of weird connections between, who else is in it? Him and whoever the maid is from Rocky Horror in it. Magenta. And the woman who tap dances is in it. And...
Oh, Columbia?
And not Dr. Scott, but like the professor who narrates is in it as a character. But they're all different characters. And they're there, I guess. And Brad and Janet are there by name. And name alone, because it's not the same actors.
Oh.
And not even an attempt at recreating the same characters. Because Brad is just like... not interesting at all, and he's boring, and that's the... I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it, honestly.
That's too bad.
It's just, you sit there waiting for something to happen, and like nothing so bad it's offensive happens, and nothing so good it's interesting happens. It's just this movie just kind of happened. And
should I write this one down for the list?
I don't know. The backstory is more interesting, actually, because there was some sort of a strike going on at the time when they were filming it, so they weren't allowed to film exterior shots, so they moved... Or no, they weren't allowed to film in America for whatever reason because of a strike. Wow. So they moved production to England, but since England's exterior looks nothing like American exterior shots, because they're all like hamlets and stuff, I assume, wherever they were filming.
It's like some little village.
So they're like, let's keep it all indoors. So the whole thing is set in a TV studio. And it's like some weird pre-reality... It's not even reality TV, but it's kind of like... It's like takes place over 2 days, but it's all in the studio and everything is being filmed, and there's a studio audience that sleeps there too and stuff, and I thought that was kind of neat.
Weird.
If maybe a bit of a throwback to Rocky Horror, like having the party of people around a big stark room.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, but it's like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It happened. That's all I gotta say. That's all.
Sorry.
Yeah. Don't watch it. Watch Cannibal the Musical instead.
Yeah, feel good.
I suppose. So I know a bunch of you guys. I don't know if, names leave me when I try to think about them. And there it goes. Okay. Well, I know a bunch of you seem to enjoy many of the animated DC hero series, such as Young Justice and Green Lantern. You know, I haven't actually watched any of them yet.
Are they Scottish?
No, but they're canceled.
Oh.
Apparently, so DC, they never really explained why. Maybe it's just the nature of things, but like DC Universe lineup on Cartoon Network omitted, you know, them from their lineup. It was like, oh hey, Young Justice is kind of missing, and so is Green Lantern's kind of not there. And I think now they officially said it's not happening anymore. So I apologize if you guys enjoyed that. I definitely gotta catch up and check it out. But in its replacement is a new Teen Titans Go series, and Beware the Batman, I believe.
Beware the Batman.
I think it's like a 3D animated Batman. And speaking of 3D animated, if you like Tron, is it Uprising or Revolution? I forget what it is. That one's also in trouble right now.
Dang, I think they were working on that at my studio.
A lot of people are petitioning for it not to be canceled, but the problem is, if what I read is true, where Tron, this series, with Elijah Wood as the lead character, was getting its ratings from was like Disney's convoluted animation website, which people just can't find the show on and can't watch outside of America, and the Disney Channel when it airs at like 11 o'clock, where else the Disney Channel's normally kids animations and like sitcoms, and so no one's watching the Disney Channel. So Tron Evolution or Uprising, which it's called, isn't getting that many good ratings because it doesn't know how to find, like, it's a show about the computer and the internet, and they can't capture that audience because they don't, and the audience wants it, but they don't know how to give it to them properly. I don't know.
That's the unfortunate thing. It's kind of like, I remember, I think you posted that Dan Harmon interview.
Yes.
And then he was talking about...
Dan Harmon, the creator of Community.
Community, yeah, and I think he was talking about at some point where it was like, for show ratings and things like that, it's like the fans of the show aren't the kind of people that, you know, someone's... They're not there for the rating hours. Can you fill out this survey? And it's like, no, I'm going to watch it, But TV... And I mean, TV is, I feel like it's totally on the out. Like, I mean, it's not on the out.
The broadcast format is
not up to date.
Not working anymore.
And how they keep track of people. It's like so many shows people like get canceled, and they're like, well, no one's watching, and it's like, well, maybe like there's got to be another way you can find like Arrested Development, who's now broadcasting totally on Netflix. Like they found a way to like, this is the channel you can watch it on if you're on Netflix.
Well, that was the case because I think that Battlestar short, Blood and Chrome, was actually produced by Machinima. The guys who started off just being like...
Red versus Blue?
Not them. That's Rooster Teeth, which is a Machinima.
Okay.
But it's like Machinima as a network, which originally just kind of aired a bunch of people like doing video game, run around and film it.
Yeah.
But like they've grown to such an extent with their marketing and all that good stuff that they can actually produce shows now. And the shows that the audience wants, like the geek audience. So I feel like, things like Firefly could potentially happen again. Maybe not with that cast because, like, I don't know. But,
I'd be totally...
Like, if they... I don't know if Machinima has the budget for, like, that many, like, I don't know for A-listers per se, but, like, that many, like, But the idea that the internet can do this...
Yeah, and what I like about that crew of people is they're constantly working on stuff for the love of it. Like, just make... Like, yeah, like the Dr. Horrible sing-along and just making things... because you want to make them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I love that. Like the whole Geek and Sundry feels more a thing of passion versus
I kind of just I didn't know too much about Geek and Sundry, but
I only knew some of their shows.
Yeah, I follow Felicia Day's book club, and so the Geek and Sundry. No, it's Sword and Laser. I think there's a whole bunch of people from these different writers for like different sites and stuff like that. It's a bunch of girls that come together for a book club, and just for being on this book club, I like a fantasy and sci-fi. Romance books, I've gone onto the different sites and I'm starting to kind of branch out into this all these different things I haven't really been a part of that I've heard of. So like Geek and Sundry, I'm like, oh, this is really fun. And then I'm on Sword and Laser, which is also another book club. But being on that and finding all these videos interviewing writers that I think is awesome that I can share with you for the book, the writing course. And I want to talk about that in a bit because I've been listening to a lot of writing videos. I'm like, this is such good advice. With a lot of authors I really love that just happen to be there. Like authors I grew up reading where it's like, oh, they're on this show now. Like,
oh, you just post them all on the right.
Yeah, well, it's like I grew up reading a lot of Terry Brooks fantasy, the Shannara series, and it's like he shows up for an interview with on this Google Plus chat that people do, and I'm like, cool. Oh my god, like he's still writing books, and like now I can hear about writing process.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you can tell when everybody's doing this stuff for a passion to just kind of do something they love and share it, and that's the best part.
And if they can make a living off it, even
and that's
the better.
Super good.
That's win-win right there.
I will give you my money.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Spread that karma.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched too many. Like once again, I haven't followed too much stuff online lately, but I did enjoy the board game show with Will Wheaton.
Oh yeah.
And
I actually just started watching that. I tabletop gamers or something like that.
I think so.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I want to play games.
Well, you have Snakes and Lattes at your disposal, which isn't that far. You know, you can. They redesigned. If you haven't been yet, and you're visiting Toronto, do make sure you stop by Snakes and Lattes over just Bathurst Station on Bloor, and you can play lots of board games for only $5, and you can stay all day, and it's pretty much the best place ever. You're saying something earlier that I was thinking of, and I can't remember.
Well, I wanted to relate back just really quickly to something I'm going to recommend and put on the list for anyone who's interested in writing. Another one of my favorite writers right now, and I lent you his book, Patrick Rothfuss. He's written a series, The Name of the Wind, which is a fantasy series, which I found really interesting. I listened to it this summer when I was working at ARC, and he runs this Google Plus? You know those chats for I think it's Google Hangout.
Yeah,
and
probably.
And he invites
if
a
there's
whole bunch of writers. Like he's had Will Wheaton on it, and he's had Terry Brooks and what is it, Brandon Sanderson, like a whole bunch of sci-fi fantasy writers on. And it's like each episode they'll tackle a different topic. So the first one, they're talking about urban fantasy, and kind of because they were interviewing a lot of people who wrote that. So it's setting a fantasy in a city kind of environment. And what's that like? And then writing character. And then another episode was D&D informing your fantasy writing, because it's like essentially as a kid it's like you're building up that storytelling the storytelling muscles when you're playing these games, especially if you're a good dungeon master. And I mean, I've only ever played 2 games of D&D, but it's like, yeah, I can see where that's where the big thing is. You have to, there was just really interesting points, and there was one that I liked where kind of like being a good writer and being a good dungeon master, you kind of have to have such a big view of what the world is, because you could have you know, oh, this is awesome. So all the characters go into a bar and they talk to this innkeeper. That's going to get the story going. And then suddenly one character kills the innkeeper. You're like, oh my god, now what? So you have to have...
Someone else runs in with a mission, be like, hey.
Someone else is like, hey, wait.
I had a feeling that innkeeper was going to say this to you.
So you have to find a way to make it flow. But they're called... I'm going to put a link there, but it's Patrick Rothfuss's storyboard, and it's part of Geek and Sundry. You can find it on YouTube. There's about 5 episodes right now, but they're really interesting to listen to, and they have really good advice, and he's just really smart to listen to, so I posted it on the writing thing, so I was like, give it a listen whenever
it's like disheartening to hear that, because I'm just like, I swear, if you guys finally hear the recordings of our Write Night, I'm not going to be the smartest sounding guy to talk to. I'm like...
people have been writing for years, and they talk about getting started, too.
Oh, yeah, but I just mean, like, we did this past Monday's Write Night meeting we had was the topic was writing what you know. And I opened up with, like, all these, you know, quotes and stuff from, like, John Hodgman and, like, even, like, the Dan Harmon stuff. And I also source quotes online if people want to, like, tweet, like, an hour before we do the talk. And then, like, after I did the whole opening, at the end I was like, all right, so, what do you guys know? kind of thing as the opener. Like, let's get into writing what you know. What do you know about?
Yeah.
Let's hear what you know, you know. I'm like,
I couldn't make that one just because I was busy, but I remember before... Yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit. Because you came over, we went to go grab lunch, and then I wanted to just drop some of my... Because I remember talking to someone being like, oh, you know, I really want to write some darker stories with a lot of weight, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, you've had a really easy-going life. How can you possibly write that? And I'm like, well, how can anyone write anything?
You know what?
Like,
but this is...
If you can't...
I find the great thing about Write Nights is at least one person is going to say something that summarizes everything perfectly. Okay. Like... And this one actually came from Brad. I don't want to spoil the episode, but you guys won't hear it for a while anyway, because I've got to figure out SoundCloud. But his basic line of the whole writing what you know, initially you think it's kind of like, oh, you can't write about, you know, having a rough time if you haven't had a rough time like that. You know, if you can't write about being a drug addict if you haven't done drugs and stuff like that. And it's, you know, and there's a certain division of like the method acting kind of example of that too. How some people actually frown upon the idea of method acting, where it's like you're going so out of your way to live it that you're not actually acting anymore. You're not portraying something. You're basically actually doing it. So it's like a betrayal to the acting craft when it's just like I am it now. But there's one kind of thought of it's not really a matter. Writing what you know is not really a matter of saying like if you don't have experience. Like definitely experience attributes assist your writing. Especially if it's very technical stuff. Like if I'm writing a story about an IT club and I know nothing about computers, well, that was not really going to help.
Yeah, that was my example. I'd read a short story where it was like that, where it was a guy who was a scientist, and I'm not a scientist, so
put the bubbly boobly into the googly gob, and it's like what?
I was like, this sounds dumb.
It's not scientific.
Like, it sounds so basic. Just like it doesn't feel like a person. It feels like, oh, I love Einstein and these.
What does like, E equal, Doctor?
Yeah, E equals MC squared.
And I'm thinking
like everybody knows that. So there was no weight and reality to it.
Yeah, but so writing what you know, definitely research, talk to people and stuff for the more technical aspects. But going back to the IT club, I don't have to have been in an IT club to write what it's like to be in a club. Mm-hmm. So what this kind of comes down to was you don't have to experience the exact same thing that you're writing about, but apply your version of that experience to it to give it levity, to give it reality.
I mean, what it comes down to is it's when you're telling stories, you're generally telling stories about humans or characters that we humans can relate to. So you're trying to tell the human element. Shows like Battlestar and Game of Thrones I really like because it's the human element. It doesn't totally get... there's a lot of fantasy and stuff in there, but it's the people that you identify with and the struggle they're going through. I mean, I can't really identify with a lot of stuff happening in Game of Thrones, but like, it's an interesting thing to watch. But yeah, it's like you were saying, where it's writing what you know. It's like you can expand what you know and research, but I mean, ultimately we have very similar ways of seeing things, and sometimes, oh man, there's so much they talk about in that other writing thing I want to talk about. It was just like characters, like can you have a character who is horrible but like interesting and compelling, like a hero that like I hate this character but I can't stop reading and stuff like that, where it's just really neat.
Well, because one of the dangers of writing what we're talking about is like the guy, one of the guys at our talk, he was saying like he did all his research into like, I forget if it was about cars or something like that, or computers, but or some sort of science. But you get in this kind of trap where you've researched it so much that you want everyone to know that you know everything. So you, instead of writing a story, you start writing like so much information and data on how stuff works. That gets to the point that it's just like you're writing you're basically writing an essay on like everything you know now, as opposed to a story.
That kind of gets exhausting, because when you're writing a story or when you're telling a movie, it's ultimately, I'm pretty sure everybody has the point of view that it's for an audience, that it's for a reader. So it's like, you're not spoon feeding this person. You want them to meet you halfway and to come to their own conclusions and to try and, you're more involved if you get to make your own assertions based on what's there, versus like, let's tell every single little thing happening with this character. It's like, oh, now I don't care. It's like Star Wars, like, here's a cool villain. Now let's see like the whiny kid he was. It's like, I wasn't interested in that.
It's
like,
funny you bring that
up.
up.
Just see this,
because in 2 weeks the topic's going to be origins. So I think that'll be an interesting one.
Oh, cool.
Because we kind of brushed on this on the villain meeting we had. And all these are recorded, so at some point you guys will hear it on SoundCloud. I just want to get like a stock of them, just in case. Like we miss a week, and so there's not like nothing. We talked about villains, and we were also kind of addressing, do you necessarily need to know the whole backstory of a villain to understand their motives? Or can you sometimes, or for most of the times, just kind of be happy with knowing what they want, vaguely understanding why, but not being like, well, as a child he had a problematic blah blah blah, and that's why he's an asshole now and wants to take over the world. Like, I understand now. But it's like, do you have to go all the way back, or can we sometimes just be happy? Like, because in that one I was talking about how I grew up to be like annoyed by simplistic villains, where it's like they just want one thing and it's never really addressed why.
It's comical.
Yeah, but I don't need.
It's like,
But at the same time, I don't need their whole backstory to like get it. But it definitely. But at the same time, it's what it's about. You should at least. You don't have to know exactly, but if you know a bit more than your reader, that also helps inform what you're gonna write and why they do the thing. So you don't have to tell everyone this is why the villain acts this way or this character acts this way. But in the back of your mind, if you knew more about them, at least you can then apply that. And this is, and you guys may debate this or not, and that's what this discussion is going to be about.
Assume or get stuff from. You can kind of like, because if that's where you're writing from, it's hints of it will come into it.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have to tell them that's exactly what happened, but you give something you're like, oh, because the stories I like reading is stuff where it's not totally mentioned, but you make that leap and you make that suggestion. It kind of makes it a little bit more interesting, I find, than versus like, here you go.
But that'll be next week. Coming up this week on Monday, Right Night topic is making monsters.
Yay!
So that should be kind of interesting. It's the past few Right Nights have been more about kind of external analysis, but this one might be a little bit more about personal creativity, which we haven't really gone on as much because we've been more about like our understandings of things versus how we do things. And if you guys are new to this and you haven't heard me talk about Right Night yet, Right Night was my initiative to create a meeting of writers. Funny that it's in the title, but because I didn't really have an outlet to go to for writing, I'm kind of at home all the time typing or on the computer editing or animating or whatever, and I've never really sat down to talk to people about writing until like a convention once every 5 months or something like that. And I was really kind of just like, I just want to like jam, like just talk with people, even if it's like not for the sake of developing what I'm working on, but just to have a conversation with people I know doing the same thing. So I started Right Night. It's in Toronto, so if you're in the area, I pretty much want to start opening up. It was a private Facebook group just to get started and figured out, so I didn't have to owe anyone anything if I screwed up. I think I know how I'm doing it now. And if you guys are interested in coming, do go to the Facebook page, and you can. I don't know if you can access the just look up Right Night. You're probably going to get a whole bunch of things. So if you want to find out where it is, actually go to the Shanahanigans Facebook page, and you can like request being added, and maybe I can figure something out.
Because I'm on the list.
Or if you know Katie, she can add you.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, I think because I'm on the list, emails will show up in my inbox, and I think it was Right Night last Monday, and I was working and something popped up in my inbox, like, I'm here, where are you guys? And I'm like, I hope Steven sees this.
Oh, that was because I didn't even know where I was supposed to go.
That poor guy is just like in this giant bar, like, hello.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, that was the creative space we finally went to on just south of Bathurst, which is really cool. It's this big venue. I forget the name of it. It's CSI. Creative something Insta thing, and there's a bunch of magazines. There's another one on Spadina, and there's one in the annex.
Yeah, space
and
is great.
It's, if you go to the website, it's really cool because it reminds me of the one place I keep touting that everyone has to go to if it's still there in Portland, Oregon, the Backspace, which is just this giant ass venue just off the main, just near the station. And it's just a big venue of just couches and free wireless internet and a place where you can order nachos and hot lips drinks, which is nice.
Portland's magic.
And it's just like, like if you're a traveler, you got nothing to do, you just sit there during the day. Everyone else is off at work doing whatever, at school. Just hang out in the backspace. You use your internet, figure out your next destination, grab some nachos, grab a drink, put on your backpack, you're good to go. Come back at the end of the day, maybe there's a band there. I don't know. There's art places and comic shops nearby there too. But honestly, and this is the closest thing to the backspace I've ever really found since then. And it's not exactly it kind of has a residency thing, like a creators on residence, where like you can rent out certain floors and office spaces and stuff to like start up your businesses and things, and then like get it going. I'm not using it for that. I'm just kind of going there for the main floor, which has a little coffee bar too, which is nice. Unfortunately, it's closed after 7, which is when we meet.
Writing without coffee.
But it's a really cool place. The CSI. I haven't checked out the one in Spadina, but definitely check that out. And once again, right night. Hopefully, after this week, I'll start figuring out how to upload episodes on SoundCloud, and you guys can check it out and see if it makes any sense. And if you disagree, well, you should come down to one, and we could talk about it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's, some things don't work for everybody, and some people have different. But it's interesting just having a dialogue. Yeah,
but it's definitely Monday nights in Toronto, 7 o'clock. Be there for 6:45.
She hates it when you're late.
Yeah, well, because we start talking right at 7, hopefully on the nose. We'll see what happens.
Ranting.
No, it's not ranting. I ran it in this time. There's no anger here. Yeah, there's no judgment. That's what this show's for.
Yeah.
I get it all out here, and then Monday I'm nice relaxed.
Yeah, totally chill.
Speaking of relaxing, tea's good, isn't it?
Tea's delightful.
Yes. I'm trying to think of another one. I got nothing. But not
Delicious. That's actually a store.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
not
it's
to
like
tease you all.
Okay, sure. This Saturday, I don't know if it's Sunday as well, at the Toronto Reference Library is
Saturday.
What?
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday? Okay. It's Toronto Tea Festival.
Toronto Tea Festival.
Oh, you have a picture? Yes. I'm not going. But if you like tea, what can we expect from the Toronto Tea Festival, Kay?
Experience cultural ceremonies, attending informative lectures, meeting other tea lovers.
Yes.
Toronto Reference Library. Young and bluish. 10 to 5.
I heard you guys were going to cosplay as your favorite teas.
Yes.
Excellent.
Probably not. I'm just going to say it.
No? Okay.
The person I want to be would cosplay as a tea.
Joanna's marshmallow tea is great.
That sounds nuts.
Do you think you get that from David's Teas?
Yeah, probably.
Adam says coffee's better.
Adam's just contrary.
Yeah, no, but, well, yeah, you have your own. It's like Coffee Fest every day, alright? Calm down.
You walk to the street.
It's like coffee. Everyone loves coffee. But tea, yeah, like, I won't be going just because I'm not. I have other things to do. But it sounds interesting.
We have other things to do.
I gotta go to, like, oh, we got Anzamar is saying, I'll go as Earl Grey.
That's like the easy one.
Yeah, I know.
Because of the Earl.
I'm trying to think if I went. How about if I went in a green jacket with a stop clock and it's set to just after 8?
Oh, that's a mint though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess yeah.
It's a tea after 8 tea. Damn it. All right, you guys
all. There's a little elf.
Every one of you owe us a tea pun on and how you dress up as it.
I expect a tea pun.
Because if we're gonna put ourselves on the line with tea puns and get mocked on the web, you guys have to fess up and do it. So go for it. I'll expect your answers momentarily.
Yeah, we're gonna just sit here and read.
The best one wins a bag of tea!
I think guys with pencils are fighting on the...
Yeah, we have another podcast fighting on our show right now, apparently. This is quite a treat, guys. Check out Guys with Pencils. On their show.
Where they argue about such things as coffee versus tea.
Yeah, man. I expect next episode...
That's what you need to fuel yourself when you're an artist in this world, because sometimes you just can't do the 9 to 5. You have to do the 9 till 5 in the morning. Like I will probably be doing next week. But Guys with Pencils, comics, animation, video games, cartoons, people, check it out.
I saw briefly someone on a recent episode was just here too. Genevieve, was it?
Yes, I have not listened to that one yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing, because Genevieve... Actually, I have a... Where is it?
Katie's digging through the cupboards. The secret cupboards.
No,
She found nothing. She's going around the room.
I have a Genevieve's 2013 calendar.
Oh, there we go. Boom.
Genevieve
Calendar.
has such cute art. You should check her out.
How do you find Genevieve?
I think you just write Genevieve. Genevieve, what's your website?
Andrew Murray says she was lovely, unlike Adam.
And here's a sneak peek of what's happening next month.
There you go.
Lovely pinups.
Get them pinups. Get them arts. Man, you guys, wait, hold on. All right, we got Flux Fox saying, go as Jean-Luc Picard, best Earl Grey costume.
Okay,
We got Master Still saying, I won't cosplay as anything. I'm way too shy.
Oh, nice.
All right, well, Master Stealth is leading the pack.
Yeah, Master
You guys got to watch yourselves.
I'm going to write that one down. It's going
on the board. It's going on the board. You too can get on the board.
It's going in the comments. Master Stealth.
If you want to go, it's GenevieveFT.com. There you go.
Yeah,
what's the FT stand for?
Last name?
Maybe. That's cool. Who am I to ask questions? It's like, what does my name mean? Actually, that's going to be a part of our origin episode. Oh. I'm going to talk about my origin.
I'm going to talk about my origin because people are like, Kachi. I'm like, whatever you want.
Well, I'm really interested in an origin episode because it's kind of like I want people to think about themselves and their origin story and how it affects their actions and what they do, because you might not think about it on a daily business. You don't know what that means. You don't think about that on a daily...
You don't think about that on daily business.
On a day-to-day thing. But consider this yourselves, like you at home right now, like why does Andrew Murray love tea so much? What happened, Andrew? The origin story of Andrew Murray will tell such things. And why does his arch nemesis hate coffee, love coffee, hate tea?
Arch nemesis and show partner.
His show business, friendship, and his arch nemesis. Such things, and consider this, and as I'm saying, you don't have to know and say all this exactly in your story for people to get it, but if you yourself have that one up on the audience, you'll at least be able to, like, I use the word inform a lot lately, but I like it. It'll inform your writing choices to, like, know the backstory. So consider your own origin stories. Why do you do that thing you do? It could be the
origin stories. Or, why he does that thing he does.
I'll probably, I subtitle each episode. Because what the thing I wrote for monsters was, are monsters the creepy things at night? Or are they like the deep reflection of the darker side of ourselves we wish not to be revealed?
Ta-da.
Probably just the creepy things, but we can talk about it. So that was basically my summary.
It's
like, meh. The darker side of man we wish to hide.
So you're trying to be deep?
You can get a mohawk and gold chains, and you can cosplay as Mr. T.
Oh, nice.
Like nice tea? Iced?
Nice?
No. Like, tea could be nice. I was saying I was going to dress as a Halo Spartan and teabag people, but anyway, that was my cosplay for the Tea Fest.
I like that one.
Well, I give up, says Jim Crone. I tried coming up with a tea pun, but it took long to think of one. Oh, noes. Oh, noes.
Oh, God.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, Jim.
Oh, my God.
Here's the thing now. Everyone's now going for the, like, I didn't have a joke, but then they have an even better joke following that, so they're messing with me now. It's like, oh, I couldn't think of a tea joke. Oh. I'm like, wait, how do I bow out with a pun? Damn it. Wait, name me some teas.
Rooibos,
What?
chai, green.
Chai, green. Oh, okay. Well, alright, truth be told, like, these guys are all coming up with such good jokes. I'm green tea with envy. No?
That's not going on the board.
No? Not on the board? Damn it. Okay, then.
Okay, sorry.
It's a tea.
We have two. We gotta move on. Okay.
We have our winners.
This was I can't even say delightful. I already did.
Yeah, alright, you stop. I'll let that steep for a while. In your breath. See, he got it. He's back. He's back in the game. So this Tea Fest is gonna be fun. Apparently, it's all like this all weekend. Come and join us. I won't be there. I'll be at Best Buy for some reason.
Dressed as a Best Buy.
I'm cosplaying at Best Buy. I don't know where to go from there. I think I started writing like backup questions. Just in case a situation like this was to arise. Actually, interesting. Nah, is that too serious? Might not be fun.
No, I don't want to talk about not fun stuff.
Well, it's not fun. It's kind of serious. But not.
Well, now I'm interested, so you got it.
You're intrigued? Alright, have we all settled down? Can we get serious for a minute?
I'm still trying to think of T-puns.
Okay. Let's try this then.
It's gonna be such a downer. Like,
it is! Well, alright, this is more interesting. This is alright. If you've been following, things... Wait, what? There's like different chat on that screen than this screen.
Looks like something bad's happening.
What's happening? Back?
What happened? Fail stream.
Stopped. Nah. Doesn't repeat. What?
What's happening,
my stream just stopped.
Oh.
Like a broken record.
Okay, refresh. It's not us. Our CPU is doing good.
Is it?
It's probably live stream.
I hate you, live stream. Claiming to be live.
I'm wondering, what do you think about Google Hangouts? Do you think that's easier to do?
Chris Cater!
Chris, are you
Fox
here?
Fox!
Help us!
Help us! Is this going full circle?
You just bust through the wall. Shanahanigans.
Should we go Google Hangouts? Is
Google Hangouts good?
I'll sacrifice the visual quality. We can draw in real time with our friends.
Try refreshing if it's laggy.
Yeah.
Try refreshing.
My gosh.
That'll usually help. Sorry, guys.
Is it? Because even on our screen it's not laggy. Wait, how long ago did I look at the phone?
A while ago.
What the...
I have a feeling we missed the best joke they made. No.
Oh, you're kidding me. No.
I promise it wasn't that good.
It must have been a good joke. Tell me no. No.
Oh, we froze.
Yeah.
You know what, though? You know what the good thing is, though? We record these
thing?
Episodes, so,
yes.
I mean, it's kind of like you have to sit down and listen to someone tell a story over again, but it's all there.
I'm thinking right after you made your pun. Which pun? Which pun? No! Which pun? It's all right now. Alright. Here's an interesting test. I'm going to clap my hands.
Okay, Joanna missed the pun. What was the pun?
What?
I promise it wasn't that good. We just lost it.
On my computer, it is 9:26.
Oh, wait.
Now let's see how long it takes for that to happen.
Yeah, we're watching the...
Should we just, like, quit and let it, like, catch up?
Should we? I don't want to make a second...
That's true. Wait, you don't? That's probably already ruined, though.
How's everybody's stream?
Yes. Is it working? No, you're not going to answer a question. By the time you answer a question, it was in the past, man. We're already on to other things.
Oh,
Google Hangouts won't be live,
but,
says Kel.
And
sure?
it
has a YouTube version.
Rural Fantasy. Yeah, they do it on YouTube. And then there's a chat in the YouTube. You can join in on.
I feel like it's so behind. Am I going to clap now? I'm going to watch this video.
Yeah, the lag is huge.
Yeesh.
Aww.
There is a massive lag.
Well, we're still watching. We haven't clapped yet.
Alright, well, maybe we're going to take like a 5-minute break.
Minutes? Okay.
Let's take a brief break so we catch up to our video.
I'm going to type this in. So,
See, I'm clapping now. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Live stream, you failed me so bad.
Lag.
See there, I clapped. Wow. That's like a 2-minute lag.
We're gonna take a...
I hate you, live stream!
Couple minute break.
9:26.
Start a new stream.
Wow, the clap just showed up now.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, the clap just showed up now. That was like 2 minutes later.
We're gonna take a 2-minute break. Quick, give me a T-pun. So...
Don't brew yourself! Stay in your chair! No. Help me out, what else we got? Sugar's nice! Honey! No! Give me tea things! God, it hurts! I can't!
What is happening?
Wait. We're gonna... Lemon, you sit there for a second. Kill it!
We're gonna be right back. Wait, how do people find the stream?
It'll be there.
Wait, we're gonna take a couple-minute break to catch
up with the stream. Okay. Cut the video. They're watching me divulge into sanity.
The steam. All right, we'll be right back.
The live steam.
back.
No, just cut the video. Oh my gosh.
Live steamy tea. All right, we'll be right back. How do I do stuff?